What, kitty? Okay. Yes, you're a cute kitty. You're cute, you're cute, you're cute. You are a cute kitty with head rubbing action. And you're purring. And you're cute. And you're cute, and you're purring, and you're purring, and you're cute. Where do we put our settings at, kitty cat? There we go. Let's do this, and let's do that, and let's go kill some things. I hope y'all are having a good day. Hey, how's it going, Jason? How are you doing today? Let's change our character here. I got some things to share today. I do, but we'll wait till some more people come on. That way you don't have to hear me repeat the same thing over and over again. Let me find a picture of Donatella here. Okay. Let me see. Did I ever kite this character out in IOs? I have not. I need to do that. I need to do that now. Apparently I got some recharges. That's what I've got. That's about it, is some recharges. And what do we have here? Touch of death, negative energy damage. So I need to get all IOs in here. So what? We'll start off with 9 damages and 4 accuracies. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 damages, 4 accuracies. Good old logging in and realizing, you know, I gotta do this, and I hate doing this. I hate doing the upgrade process because it's bulky. It's bulky. Damage. We need 10 of these. Can I get 10 of those? We're gonna find out. While that's going, I'm going to jump on top of here for a minute. Okay, I got all 10 of those. Let's grab some accuracies. We need 4 of these. So we'll grab 4 of those. And then what do we have here? We have resist damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no, those are defense. Okay. So 5 resist damage. Resistance of a damage. You do anything fun today, Jason? What the heck? No, that goes there. That goes there. That goes there. And that goes there. Pop that guy there. Resist damage away. or you don't pay. What level should I be getting set IO? So far, the wet shopping cleaned up, just hanging out now. Oh, well, so usually for me, when a character hits 27, I start, I usually try to get them into these regular IOs, which aren't the set ones, right? These are the cheap, kind of just straight up IOs. And you have to do it by 28, by the end of level 28 at the latest, because when you hit 29, all of your level 25 SOs will completely break, right? And you don't want that to happen. So, now, you can start doing set bonuses kind of whenever you want. Eye of the Storm here, it has 6 slots in it. There's a good argument for me to put some nice little decent set, if I can afford it, into this character, especially being it's a tanker. Generally speaking, if it's one of those A rank classes that I was showing you on the tier list, which would be your Sentinels, your Brutes, your Blasters, your Masterminds, I feel like there's almost no pressure for me to rush to SO sets earlier than level 50 on those, because they're just so good at what they do. They don't really need extra help. But when you get to that B tier list and stuff, then it's a little different there. Like the problem with tankers, for example, is they just don't do a lot of damage. So having, some set bonuses in there for damage, global recharge for their AoEs to proc more often, right? You see I got 2 recharges in Eye of the Storm. That's so it can proc as often as possible, right? It's at 10 seconds right now. So if I could have a set that had global recharge, or some other set pieces that do global recharge, like Look of the Gambler, that's going to make Eye of the Storm proc more often, and make it to where this tanker can get through things a little bit faster, because tanks just kill so slowly. You're definitely more tempted, I think. I'm more tempted to get into sets earlier on tankers for that reason. Whereas with Dominators, with Corruptors, it depends on what power sets I'm using and whether or not they feel like they need the extra help. Like, with certain Dominators, you might feel like your defenses aren't good enough. If enemies are breaking free, they're going to get a few hits on you. You want to have some defenses. You might get into sets early. So it's just play it by ear for the other ones. But the weaker the class, the more likely I am to jump into sets as early as possible. A lot of there's not a lot of great level 25 to 30 sets, though. But, as you get into 30, 35, especially 35, which actually you can start equipping at 32. There's some pretty good 35 sets out there. Yeah. But with like Mastermind, I just use the cheap IOs all the way to 50, because they're just so powerful. I don't need to rush to get them more powerful. And what's an extra defense, from set bonus is going to do from a Mastermind anyways? It'll make the pets more tanky, because some of that set bonus goes to the pets. But the pets are already tanky enough. Like, you'll be able to, if you want to push it to crank it up to see how much more you can handle early on, you can certainly do that. You absolutely can. But I never feel I personally don't feel driven to do it. I'd rather just wait till 50 and do it all at once, and not do it piecemeal as I go along. Whereas with this tanker here, I'll buy one set here, I'll buy one set there. I think I have like one of my scrappers. Scrappers are also another one where you feel like you need to get into some defenses a little bit earlier. Sometimes, just depends. But I think one of my melee classes, I have some sets pretty early. But so far in this tanker, I might do Eye of the Storm here. We might go shopping and do Eye of the Storm here and see what we can find. Let's see here. Ablative, I have to get the rest of these here. On Inexhaustible, I got a heal and endurance reduction. Inexhaustible is maximum hit points. Endurance modification for extra endurance recovery. So that makes sense. So I need a heal, endurance modification times 4. Heal and endurance modification times 4. Heal, endurance modification times 4. Heal, endurance modification times 4. Heal. And then modify endurance. Endurance modification times 4. So we'll grab all these guys here. Grab those, pop those into their slots. Oh yeah. We're gonna she should actually be pretty good for endurance, because with triple stamina and inexhaustible, that should be pretty decent. What do we have here? Defense buff. Oh, for environmental modification. Huh. So, what am I getting out of this here? Fire, cold, energy, smashing, defense, a little bit on there. Alright, so 2 defense buffs. And 2 defense buffs. And what do we have? We have recharge. All recharges on a Blade of Carapace. Well, I got 2 recharges right here. Alright. So, we need 1 more recharge. And we need 2 more defense buffs. Not defense debuffs, defense buffs. Don't get those confused, boys and girls. You waste money if you do. Ooh, those are expensive. Can I just get the cheaper ones, please? 1 for sale? Oh, good grief. Don't suppose it's in there for $555. Ew. Well, this is kind of disappointing. Like, the ones that are in here are super expensive and stuff. I might actually just create my own here for once in my life. I don't normally do this, but it looks like the auction house is like completely not doing great on those, right? So if you ever have to make your own IOs, which every once in a while you run into that issue, because the auction house just doesn't got anything there for you. We're gonna have to go to the crafting table here in Pocket D. Not my favorite thing to do in the world, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, come over to here, and we're going to look for defense buffs. We're looking for level 30. Looks like I've actually got a couple of recipes already, and I've already got the ingredients to make. This one right here. I need some more runes, I think, to make a second one, because I think I need 2, right? Yeah, so I need... I could just buy this, create this level 25 one. It's not a big difference. Recharge reduction, endurance reduction for... let's see here. Threat duration. What is this? Genetic contamination. 4 toxic damage on target. Why wouldn't I just enhance... I guess... Oh, endurance reduction because it's so expensive. Alright. Endurance reduction recharge. And then recharge reduction. Oh, those have gotten a little expensive, I think. Let me see. Oh, no, there it goes. But I like to get cheap, so... Alright. Got a little bit there. We got a little bit here. And now we're seeing numbers all at the top. Numbers all at the top here. Oh, we got a couple right here. Taunt. So we got recharge and a taunt placate in there. Another recharge. And a taunt placate. So I don't really buy these too often, but here we are. When you want to make sure they really, really get taunted for a very long time. Which, with a tanker, you might need to. We have 3 jumps and Mighty Leap. Now, the jumps, sometimes these travel powers tend to be in short supply. As you can kind of see here, there's not a lot of these, so I'm probably just going to create my own jumps. Alright. I got a level 25 right there I can create. And we'll buy a couple level 30s. And build those. And we'll pop those all in. Because everybody who's ever played the game seriously knows that the real power move is making sure that your jump is triple slotted. That's the true meta. Am I right, guys? Alright, let's do a little Let's do a little action to get her up to level 28. She just needs like one more quest, one more mission to get to level 28. I don't know if this is a bright idea coming to Perez, but that's what I'm going to do. Because I never do tips in Perez. Let's see what I'm going to do with tip in Perez. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's not going to do it in Perez. Oh, that's cute. We'll go over to Steel Canyon. Why not? This is why we triple slotted flight. So we can get over there really quickly. Alright, let's see if we can do a mission here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Stop those Sky Raiders. Let me see, where does this put my... Oh, is this a morality mission? This is not a morality mission. My bar is full. I should be doing a morality mission. So I need a morality mission tip. When your bar is full, you want a morality mission. And for that, you need the tip to drop. And for that, you just want to beat the crud out of everybody that you see. And eventually, one of them will cough you up a tip. You will give me the tip. Oh, yes, you will. There's my tip. There we go. Should I be doing those? So there's two types of tips that I find very useful. One is the exploration tips, right? Because those will show you, if you go into tips and you're like, oh, this one right here will show me where there is a exploration badge, in the area. So they're usually the fastest way to find exploration badges, aside from trying to look them up on the internet. This one will take me to one in Steel Canyon. Well, I'm in Steel Canyon, right? So let's do this as an example. Investigate, scope out, and it'll show me where an exploration badge is. Well, it turns out it's really close here, right? It's right here. That's an exploration badge, right? Now, when you do that badge, you'll get a badge, and you'll get another tip for the next badge in the area, right? Steel Canyon. Here's the next one for Steel Canyon. Hit that. Scope out Steel Canyons. Take a look. Hit close. And you're going to go from one to the next. Of course, this one's all the way on the other side of town. This is why you take your travel powers, right? Now, there's two reasons to get exploration badges in each area. The first one and the last one are the ones you're looking for. So the first exploration badge that you find in any new zone will unlock that on your long-range teleporter, so that you can teleport back there very easily with long-range teleporter. The last one you pick up, once you pick up all 8, the last one you get will give you 5 reward merits. So I don't know how many of these I've already picked up in this area, but I'll know when I hit the last one when I get 5 reward merits in the rewards column here. All right, so we got the next tip. So you just kind of follow one tip to the other, one exploration tip to the other, right? Whoop. Whoop. And that one is back down there. Now, sadly, they don't give you these in an order that's actually the most proficient way to get all the exploration badges. So, like, there's 2 other badges that are really close to where I'm currently located. So it'd make more sense to grab those first, right? Yeah, no, if you follow the tips, they'll just kind of have you all over the place. If you're using the plugin, VidMaps plugin, you kind of see that in my upper right-hand corner. It'll give you a pretty good idea where these badges are at as well. It's not always the most accurate and fastest way to find badges, though, because sometimes there'll be like a badge underground and there's nothing it does to tell you about badges underground. So really, for me, the fastest way to get exploration badges is to use both vid maps and the tips. Does this make sense so far, Jason? I'm pretty sure I got this badge over here, but I see a badge on the map. Well, maybe I didn't. Now, this is the first thing you want to do with tips. But the second thing, which is what you saw me had to do with alignment and morality missions. So the other types that will drop from enemies are called alignment missions. They're going to ask you, if you're playing the hero side, they'll ask you, here's a situation, would you rather do this or this? And depending on your choice, it'll solidify you as a hero or move you towards being a vigilante. All right. It was the old way in the old days of how to eventually change your alignment from hero to villain and back and forth. Now, when you do 10 of those, then you're given a morality mission that either reaffirms your... and there's my 5 units of reward merits, by the way. So I just finished off the last one. I get 5 units of reward merits for 5 minutes of my time. Not too shabby. Plus you get some bonus XP, rested XP, patrol XP, whatever it's called. So the other missions are the alignment missions, and they come up down here. You see alignment mission and hero morality mission, right? These are what I tell people to do rather than newspaper missions whenever they want to do something short and easy. So normally the story arcs, when you do those through Ouroboros, can be rather lengthy and involved. So by doing alignment missions, you can do one here, one there. They take 5 or 10. Let's say you only have 15 minutes before you go to work. You want to do something that counts for something for your character that's real fast and easy. You would do a newspaper mission or an alignment mission. The thing about the alignment missions is that they fill up this bar right up here. See, here's hero, here's vigilante, right? I always pick hero, so that hero bar kept filling up till it hits the top. Once it hits the top and it's glowing like this, very slight glow there, then you can do the next tip that drops from beating up enemies will be a morality mission, a hero morality mission. When you do one of these bad boys, and we're going to do one right now, then what happens is when you finished, you get 40 reward merits, 40, which is worth between 6 and 8 million influence. So basically, by doing the alignment tips, you're basically making what, 300 to 500,000 influence per mission. Whereas when you do the newspaper and radio missions, because you want something quick and easy to do, you make zip, zero, zilch. Yeah, 40 reward merits. And you're gonna see me do this mission here on my tanker lady. Now these missions tend to be a little bit more involved. They take a little bit of time. But you're gonna be like, wait a minute, Phil, you got 40 reward merits for doing one mission? Well, I had to do 10 missions leading up to it. Find and rescue the company president. I probably don't need to kill all on this one, but I don't think my tanker is very stealthy, so I think we're going to end up killing everything that's in between us and where we want to be at. So there is all of that. And this is what a tanker does, right? Like, this fight will take a hot minute, but eventually these guys will in fact all die. There they go. When they start falling, it's usually a lot of them at once. Oh, was I running out of endurance? Well, shit pickles. I didn't even notice my endurance was running low. Oops. No wonder I've got that extra thing slotted out for endurance modification. Mind you guys, this is one of my faster brutes. Maybe not my fast, or tanker. Maybe not my fastest one, but it took like 30, 40 seconds to get through that fight. And you're going to see this constantly be a thing. Turn off super jump? I don't have super jump turned on. It's not turned on. Maybe it was. If I rewind the tape, was everything shut down when I ran out of endurance? Did I have it on? I probably had it on. It's a bad habit of mine. It doesn't do any good for chat to keep saying, turn it off, because I'll never, by the time I see you guys say it, I'll have already figured it out or something. But what are these guys? Oh, web is recharge reduction. This fight's gonna take forever. How you doing, Karis? Oh, no wonder it's taking so long. I'm in defensive mode. I was like, man, I'm killing slow even by my own standards. Oh yeah, we're in defense mode. Oh, come on, hit him. Do anything fun and exciting today? Rescue the receptionist. Do we have any receptionists hiding behind here? No. Fine. Hey guys, what you doing over here? Waiting for me to beat the shiz pickles out of you? Good. We're on the same page. Oh, that was a nice leg sweepy action there. Got my mastermind level 28. See how they are at max level. Well, generally speaking, I don't think your masterminds change a whole lot from 30 to 50. Well, how are they going to change? Because you've got all your primary and your secondary powers, except for maybe one of your higher end secondary powers. And then what are you going to pick up from 32 to 50? Most people, you might pick up an extra attack here and there. You pick up leadership to help out your bots or your pets even more. It's not going to radically change how you play the character. What are the mastery powers? The mastery powers, those are like Moo Mastery and things like that. They're on the villain side. We call them the patron powers. Well, mastery powers on the hero side, I think, and it's patron powers on the villain side. But those are the higher in power, the epic power pools, and you can only pick one of those. So as you're leveling up, you can pick from like flying and jump and fighting. Those are called your ancillary power pools, and everyone has access to them. And I think you can have up to 4 of those, or a bunch of them, or whatever the case may be. But when you hit level 35, I believe, you get to pick your one and only epic power pool. Like Moo Power Pool, Fire Mastery, things like that. And those have some very nice things for your characters. But you can only pick one. You can't mix and match. You can respec into a different one, however. How do I play? You watch my video series for new players. You start there. And you'll be on your way before you know it. Now, what's interesting is that for some of for the villain power pools, you can't just hit like level. Let me turn that down a little bit. You can't just hit level 35. For the villain power pools, you have to actually do a quest line, and it doesn't matter if you're hero or villain. You have to do one of the patrons' quest lines, Scorpion or whoever in order to unlock their power pools. And I run those on the occasion for people that need them. I run them on one of my villains, including my master. My mastermind can take you through it. Or I take it on a character that needs to unlock them. I did the Explorer and History badges and the Ghost Widow Patron Arc. There you go. Patron Arc's definitely a good way to go. Ghost Widow's definitely a good way to go about it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Blood Widow, what you doing over here? I kind of like the idea of, like, you have a whole bunch of women superhero warriors that are all called Widow. You got Blood Widow, Ghost Widow, Dark Widow, Shadow Widow. You could have all kinds of funs with this, right? Oh, the staff hurts so much. Whether it's on a brute or a stalker, the staff is life. Alright, let me rearrange some of these things down to the emergency power tray in case we need emergency powers one day. I think we'll convert 3 of these into an enrage. Go and find ourselves some more of the bad guys here. Let's go ahead and taunt these guys in. Oh, let's see here. Put them on defense for a few minutes while I let things recharge and then go back to offense. I'm going for the kill. I just realized I didn't have my contamination turned on there. Oh, aren't you floating stupid things really cute? Must think you're so cute, just floating up in the air, shooting at people, being all cute like. Oh, nobody up here. I'm disappointed. It's usually somebody up there. How are you doing, Yuki? How's it going, Rat Pack? Appreciate y'all coming into the channel today. Oh, hello, bad guy. How's everyone doing today? Oh, no, you're dead. Boom. I've been playing a lot of Diablo 4 with my wife, so that's why you haven't heard me online as much. The winds carry me back and forth to different games sometimes. And I figured nobody wanted to watch me stream Diablo 4. Figured that wasn't super in demand. Oh, hello, bad guy. Killing bad guys. Because it's fun. I'd watch a D-Force you haven't played since last season. Oh, the current season has been a lot of fun. Maybe when I'm done with this, I'll just continue to stream into Diablo and see what happens. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Because I told her I was going to stream this for a while because I hadn't chatted with you guys in a bit, and I didn't want you all to think I had just disappeared and anything. Said I need to do a little City of Heroes stream. That's what I said. I like both games because they both let you feel powerful and they both have you taking on lots of things at once. Oh gosh, I think I found the receptionist here with all of our friends. They're all here. They're having a good time. We'll go ahead and top off. I'm excited for the Warlock. Absolutely. I've been playing the Warlock on D2 just a little bit. It's been fun. I need to play a lot more at that D2. Oh. Wow, we just found all the good guys here, didn't we? I don't like how fast my health is plummeting here. Well, that was a lot of death and destruction all at once there. Yeah, the Warlock looks pretty cool to me. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Boy, that staff gets quite a range on the tanker. That thing got some reach. Alright, receptions, you're free now. Find and rescue the security guard captain. They could be up there, or they may not be up there. Ah, I can't even see my character. So interesting conversations going on in the City of Heroes forums. They're getting really divided over the whole AI art discussion. Maybe not divided, because I think maybe people who are okay with the AI art or support it are just leaving. You know, you just don't hear from them. I don't know, or they just keep their mouth shut. But there's definitely a lot of hatred towards AI anything over there. which is kind of interesting because, you know, we definitely had some of that here when I did the video on AI art. You know, I use AI art here in my drawings that you guys see on the screen, and I definitely got some pushback on that. But, you know, ultimately, we have a pretty decent community here, and I don't think we split hairs over it. You guys love these Arachnos bots that just refuse to move 1 inch. They just sit there and go pew, 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 and they just don't move. Do you think you guys can come in just a little closer here? Yeah, no, there's a lot. Like, go over, Jason, to the home or to the City of Heroes Reddit, subreddit, and oh boy, are they anti-art. This one guy posted an AI picture of like a bunch of heroes doing the wedding thing, whatever have you, and it got like 40 downvotes, 50 downvotes, with a lot of comments like, take that effing AI shit out of here. Nobody wants to see that AI slop. Hire a real artist or learn to draw. And it was pretty negative. It wasn't just like, hey, I think that's kind of nice, but you know, I have some concerns about this or this or that. Nope. It was pretty much like, why, you know, how dare you? So the arguments tend to be, it's not real art. It's putting artists out of work, throwing them cold on the street. What about the puppy? As I like to say, what about the puppies? What about the puppies? It uses up a lot of power, therefore it's destroying the environment. Things like that. And they are really passionate about it. Really, really passionate about it. It's really something else. So here's what I mean by what about the puppies, right? So let's say you have like a couple of senators arguing over a bill, and one wants to make more restrictions for, you know, for safety. Now, whether or not it's a good idea, whether or not he is bringing in, let's say, you know, in order to make these safety things, you're going to have to buy. Let's say let's say there's a senator that's trying to make this ridiculous law that if you have a dog in your car, it has to be in a special dog carrier and a seatbelt, whatever. You can no longer let dogs just hang out in the car like a lot of people do. Okay? And then the other senator's like, that's overreach. You know, people should be able to determine what happens with their dogs and how much risk they're willing to take when they're driving. If they want to put the dog in a carrier, they can. There's no real big public safety thing, whatever. Then the other senator in this public debate just says, but what about the puppies? And he shows a picture of puppies. 2 puppies died last year because their owners didn't secure them properly. If we had a law, this would have never happened. What about the puppies? And what are you supposed to say to that, right? Like, if you argue against it, the guy's going to be like, you don't care about the puppies, right? So the art, instead of puppies, we're saying it's artists. And here's what's really funny about AI and this AI argument. Well, we're putting artists out of work. We're putting hardworking artists out of work. Here's the funny thing, right? So when calculators came out and computers came out, it put accountants out of work. Because it used to be accountants went hand in hand with what's called bookkeepers. Bookkeepers were literally called bookkeepers because they recorded numbers into books. Every transaction, every detail had to be recorded into books and kept track of through these big, thick books. And you'd have, like, in your business, you would have these, you know, office rooms filled with ledgers and books that were kept by hand. So once we got computers, a lot of that went the way of the dinosaur. It's all kept in a computer nowadays, right? We don't have as many accountants as before. You know, a big company in the past would have 100 accountants. Nowadays, they can get by with 10 or 15. right? Because a lot of that, a lot of stuff was made easier with computers. AI might reduce the need for accountants even more in the future. I don't know. But no one ever says, what about the accountants? What about the tax collectors? What about the taxmen? We need less taxmen because computers are helping. AI is helping, right? No one's going to go there and say, what about the tax collectors? But what they will say is, what about the starving artists? What about the musicians? The poor starving musicians, right? It's the puppies argument, right? You don't say, what about the old ugly mutts? You show pictures of puppies to make a compelling emotional appeal to win your argument. What about the puppies? I swear I'm going to make a what about the puppies video. You can win any argument almost with the it's a logical fallacy, emotional appeal, but it totally works. What about the puppies? Are you still alive? There, you're dead now. Yeah, they taste good. Oh no. It is always about the puppies. Oh, you guys need to worry about the puppies. We should be good to our AI overlords. It is just really funny because nobody was crying about the advertisement guy who lost his job to AI because maybe they don't need as many people working in sales anymore because AI can handle some of the more mundane tasks. Or what about administrative assistants, right? AI can handle some of the tasks that administrate. You remember, guys? Remember when you used to have a lot of bosses would have a lady come in and take notes for them and then type them up and stuff like that. You don't see a lot of people do that anymore. Partly because the boss can just talk into a machine and it can put it into writing for him, right? Why would he pay the salary of a lady for $50,000 a year, whatever have you, when he can type up his own notes? With AI's help or computers' help. Again, like no one's crying about the secretaries, I suppose. No one's definitely crying about this or that. But they are crying about the puppies. In this case, the artists, the musicians. You guys are putting them out of work. Shame on you. Shame on you. Every time you draw a picture like what I did here, you're putting an artist out of work. You are. Never mind the fact that I would never hire an artist to do that stuff anyways. Never mind that. It's all about those puppies. Oh, is there a new one here? Where did you come from? Fend off the next wave of attackers. Oh no, Mr. Bill. Why are you guys hiding over there? Come join your friends over here. Now this is the power of Tanker, right? I'm just taking on these waves of rather large groups and take them in the face, and, you know, my health hardly moves down. What about those puppies? And learning is stealing, which explains why some people never learn, I guess. Is it stealing? Like, so that's like a big discussion that's going on the internet right now. So if I go on the internet and I download a bunch of drawings from Jim Lee that are all over Google, and I use those to learn from, and I start selling drawings that I practice on that look as good as Jim Lee's, and I'm emulating his style, am I stealing from Jim Lee? Or did I learn from him through publicly available images, and therefore there's no real true theft? That's something judges. So there's the ethical question, and then there's the legal question. And right now, legally speaking, for the most part, they're leaning on the side of AI, though there have been a couple of specific judgments in favor of, you know, you did this in a way that was very underhanded or circumvented some security procedures to steal the data for your AI to train it, and therefore you owe them money and royalties. But most of those decisions have been on the side of AI. Ethically, I will tell you that I have drawn comic book characters. I put them up there, and I've seen people emulate my drawings. I've seen people even take some of my story ideas and use them. And I know I don't know whether to feel a little happy that they did that, and I could see my story or my character ideas through them, or to be a little miffed that they didn't ask my permission first. But I've always known that when I put something out on the internet, it is publicly available for people to use, abuse, and whatever. The one thing they probably can't do, and that would be crossing a line, is if they took my work wholesale and resold it themselves. That would be wrong, right? If they took my comic that I made and they ripped those drawings wholesale without any sort of changing it, and they said, I did this, now I'm selling it to you, that'd be different. But if they took ideas from my character, even very, very close to my character, maybe even copied my character in so many ways it's not even funny, but it's their repack. Yeah. It is interesting. It is interesting. But it is interesting, again, what's interesting, Magnus, is that they're more worried about the artist, right? But no one's worried about the tax collector and the AI putting tax collectors out of work. Well, is the AI training itself off of other tax collectors' work? Should it have gotten their permission first? Should it be paying them royalties for using their techniques to find tax fraud? Yeah, no one's making that argument about tax collectors, right? And saying, what about the tax collectors? Because what about puppies is a compelling argument, but what about snakes and vipers is not a compelling argument, right? If you're trying to pass a new law about pet protection, you show pictures of cute puppies. You don't show pictures of pet snakes. And so by making this an artist argument, oh, what about the artist? What about the starving artist? They're stealing from the artist. They're taking food out of the artist's mouth. That sounds a lot more compelling than they're putting tax collectors out of work. Why does she keep healing? Defeat Nocturne. Stop healing. Alright, there she goes. Now she stopped. Alright, so if you notice here in the chat, how many merit rewards did I get, guys? Look at that. Right? For what appears to be one mission. 40 reward merits, right? 40 reward merits. That's worth 6 to 8 million influence. And now I have no more tip missions, no more alignment missions. For that, I would need to go beat up on more bad guys. You can hold the 3 tip missions at a time, fill up your alignment bar. Once you get 10, you'll get that morality mission worth 40 merit rewards. So fill up your hero alignment points bar. by doing tips. And if you're completely out of tips like I am, usually you just do story arcs and they'll fill up while you're doing a story arc. Beating up anybody gives you a chance for a tip. If you're like super de-duper in a rush, you could always go to Perez Park and beat large groups of enemies. Any enemy has a chance to drop you one. But if you're just willy-nilly doing small groups like this, you may not see one for a while because the drop chance is like 1%. I don't know what the exact chance is, but it feels like, oh, there we go. There's a tip right there. So let's take a look if it's a morality tip. It is. Here's an alignment tip, I should say. See the alignment mission? And if I do that, that'll start to fill up the bar again and the process starts over. So what about those Okay, stop it, Phil. Stop it. The puppy song is stuck in my head. It's totally a puppy song. Yeah, what about cute fox? Do people do foxes as pets? I don't see too many people with foxes as pets. But here's my ultimate take. Like, to bring this back to City of Heroes, here's my take. Some people are vehemently against AI usage. Some people really, in the City of Heroes community, really enjoy using it because it's a way to see your heroes in a new light that you normally couldn't do. All right? Maybe, just maybe, when we have such a small community like this, we shouldn't ostracize part of the community over a debatable matter. That would just be my hot take. That would just be me. Maybe I'm silly. Maybe I'm crazy. No, this is not negotiable. AI usage is not negotiable. It's killing the environment. It's doing this, that. I'm like, okay. All right, bro. You know, you do you. You do you. Getting damage absorption. Let's see. What does this do? It's got all this language. Let's see here. This is a 4-minute cooldown that gives you a good recovery, gives you some recovery and regeneration for 45 seconds, and then probably extra depending on what mode you're in, and maybe reduce their strength of all there to hit for 1.5 minutes, and that could be endurance. That could be reduced down to a decent. Ooh, this is another cone attack. Ooh, I think I want another cone attack. That's what I think I want. Yeah, I'll take another cone attack. Thank you very much. What about? Alright, what are y'all's working on today? Everyone got real quiet all of a sudden. Maybe the puppy talk scared everybody off. Ooh, now I have 2 cone attacks plus Eye of the Storm. Ooh, that's going to be fun. How many merits do I have on this character? I have 109. I have 109. So I'm going to buy an enhancement and sell it for lots of money. Oh, somebody's sending me a text message here. Oh, my cell phone. My cell phone thingy is going crazy. All right, I want to do this math calculator here. I want to do this calculation here because I'm in a little discussion with somebody about Defender. So I'm gonna pull up Do I have I have them on another screen, don't I? Fallout Queen Corruptor. Nope. We're gonna do a little test. Torchbearer. Excelsior. So here's Thermal Lapse. I'm going to put her up there for a second. And then I have Chrono Crossfire. Put her up here for a second. Okay. What about, what about, what about? We're gonna do a little check here, guys. For science, I say, for science. Make sure we got this set to, oh, no, not times 3. Whatever we do, not times 3. Times 1. Okie doke. So let's see here. Let's take a look at some enhancement powers. So we have flares doing 19.64 to 2807. Oh, come on. Grr. All right. Flares. So flares, 19 base. Oh, stop it. Oh, this computer's gonna drive me crazy. Flares. 19 to 28, I think is what we were seeing. Yep. Fire Blast, 24 to 35. Okay. Fireball, triple slot, 22 to 36. Let's see here. Range, recharge, regen, heal, slowed response. Oh, I don't have one for damage. Wow, he really hurts. Oh, can I? Wow, he like gets 2 hits on you and you're like already dead. Oh my gosh. Defenders are so squishy. Now what? Oh my gosh, lost dog in the neighborhood. What about the puppies? Oh my goodness gracious, I can't catch a break. So this is minus damage and speed into hits. So I should be able to use this to slow down enemy and not ruin my damage calculations here. Wow, can I possibly actually get this to work? All right, let's take a look at what we did with our flares against this lieutenant. So we have for flares with Fire Blast for 4.78. 4.78. Flares is 22.65. Let's see here. Flares for 4 points plus 4.78. Oh, Fire Blast was 31.9. Did I get a fireball? A fireball for 717 plus 25.11. And then flares for 26.5. Is that pretty consistent? Let me see here. We'll put that up there. Seems pretty consistent. 31.9, 22.65. Look at the damage numbers don't fluctuate a whole lot, right? Alright, so let's try it now with the Corruptor. Chrono Crossfire. You guys are very excited by analytics, right? See, AI could help me do this. I'm probably putting an analyst out of a job. A walk power. Who uses walk power? Alright, so let's take a look at her powers and where those combat attributes are lining up for. Fire Blast. Oh, I didn't take... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Grr. Alright, so Fire Blast is 50 to 70. And Fireball is showing 44 to 60. I wonder if I can just, Yeah, do I have some slaughters on this character? I don't have them on me. Let's go to the auction house. Let's see here. Buy a slaughter. Let's buy like 8 of them. Oops. All right. Because what I want to do is I want to take this out. And I want to put this, if I can. No, I need a slot from somewhere. Where can I pull a slot from? Oh, Time Crawl. Time Crawl has a slot. So I need 2 reds and 1 yellow SO. 3 reds. No, don't put in the extra 6. That went in poorly. And then 1 accuracy, por favor, just to make sure the bloody thing hits. So now we're up to 72 damage. Okay. And that's partly because we're exemplar down. Exemplar down. Let me put in here, this is a 61%. 62%. And is that just this number divided by this number? 62%, sort of, kind of. Gee whiz willikers. So 63%. And that one is 44%. Let's see here. Fire Blast is showing 41%, so close enough. All right, now let's take her into the field. Fire Blast, dun 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 dun. Fire Blast, dun 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 dun. Fire Blast. Don't we have a travel power on this character? Where's her travel power? Why are her power? Oh, there it is. Super speed. Never use super speed. There's probably some good reasons for never using super speed. AI's here to say people get more quiet as years, AI gets better. Yeah, totally agree with you, Yuki. I mean, there's definitely concerns to be discussed and things like that, environmental impacts and everything that, you know, and legality issues that absolutely should be called into question and make sure that it's going in a good direction. I, you know, absolutely believe in all of that. Absolutely. Make sure I actually have a damage tab this time. Add a tab. Create a damage tab. Add, okay. So we're using Fire Blast. Oh, turn off super speed. Oh gosh, really? Oh, did I have this set to like kabillions? Oh, set times 4 people. No! Alright, so if you ever find yourself in a situation where you accidentally set to like way too many people, you have to log out and log back in after you change it back. Yeah, Reddit is, yeah, really, really Phantom. That is something I have definitely found out is there's some, I'm having a really interesting conversation with a guy right now about power sets and things like. There's some good things that come out of Reddit, but dang nabbit, are they very anti AI? I mentioned one time on the Audible subreddit that I thought that the AI read books were a lot better than the robotic-y read ones we had from 10 years ago from like Microsoft e-reader had a built-in reader and stuff that talk like this, and we will count the number of 3 dot dot 2 dot dot 1 dot dot take off. Nowadays they're a lot better. I think it definitely has grown significantly, and there's certain pages of some books that they'll read. I can't even tell it's AI. There's other pages where you can still clearly tell it's definitely missing. But man, as a customer, at the end of the day, all I care about is it good or not, right? And my standards for audiobooks aren't quite as high as some other people. So in terms of its readability, its reading, just don't take me out of it. I don't need special voices. I don't need thrilling pauses. It's great if it's in there and it's done well. Sure. All right, so I'm gonna test this lady out here. I have damage inflicted. I'm gonna get rid of this guy first. I'm gonna time junction this guy so he has minus chance, location AoE, minus recharge, and speed. Perfect. All right, now I need to get rid of this guy with Fireball and Fire Blast. Boy, that Fireball's on quite the recharge, isn't it? Whew. Now looking at the luck, we gotta go to the top, make sure we're not getting any Scourge in there, right? So let's take a look at these damage numbers. So for Fire Blast, I am seeing, if I can just stretch this out a bit. Was I supposed to be using Fire Blast, right? Not Blaze? Anathema with your Blaze. It's Fire Blast. Blaze was over here. Okay, so Fire Blast. So Fire Blast was... Fire Blast for 30.4, 30.04. And... Oops. Fire Blast was 30.04, and Fireball was 24.1 plus 6. Fireball for 2.88 smashing. I think I need another Fireball test. Tech always puts fields out of work. Yeah. Do you want tech? Do you want your cell phones? Do you want your computers? Do you want your city of heroes? Yeah. What about the board game industry? Did anybody cry when video games start putting them out of business? What about the board games? No. Yeah, no one cares. Is this a breeder tanker? This is a corruptor at the moment. I was comparing her numbers with Defender that I was doing just a minute ago because I'm flipping back and forth between the two and just comparing some numbers. And that's what I'm looking for, is this Anathema up here. Oh gosh, you missed. You somehow missed. Oh, and then that's going to Scourge. So that'll kill him with Scourge. So let me see what the numbers are on this. We have... We have Fire Blast for 30.4 again, which is right. And then we have Fireball. We have Fireball on here. Fireball for 24.1 plus 6.88. So the Fireball is only doing that. It is... What's interesting is I think when it hits with the Fireball, it's showing like... Oh, I need to find another one. It's showing the damage over time from Fireball a bit weird, I think. Oh no, you're into a 5.16. 5.16 from the damage over time from Fireball. Great. So now I need to go back to the other one. All right, I need to test something else out. Menu, quit. Let me go back over to the other one. We're doing the hard work. We're doing the hard work so you guys don't have to. Question, that was a tanker from before. Yeah. Yeah, that was a tanker from before. You can try reloading the stream, but yeah, that character I was shown before as a tanker. I was going to go back and do another full story arc with her. Trying to level her up. But then I got sidetracked on this question about Defender versus Corruptor, right? These are the important questions of our time. Yeah, that one's fun to play. That tanker's fun to play. It's a little slow. But it's not as slow as most of the other tankers I played. And it's fast enough to where I find it compelling. Like for me, there's a critical mass point that if it takes so many hits to kill a lieutenant that it starts to feel too slow for me and I want to kill myself. All right, what other powers do you have here? You have... That was far back? Yeah, there you go. Let me see. Let's see what other powers she has here. We can test out a couple of other powers. We have Rain of Fire. We have Fireball. So Fireball here is showing... So the Fireball on here is not a super fair comparison because it's... It's 3 ticks of 80% chance for 4.55. Wow. Three times 4.55. Let's see. I wish I had got flares on that other character. So what's your other power, Sunshine? Rain of Fire, Fire Breath. Fire Breath. Can we just get like a regular Blaze? Blaze. Do we have Blaze? Blaze is... Blaze is showing 50 to 71.89. 50 to 72. So we'll do some Blaze attacks and add those in there. Let's see. This is Blaze right here. Yeah, eventually she'll kill him. Eventually. There you go, buddy. Have a good night. Do you play new ones like Peace, War, Shade, and the Arachnos? Not really. They're very... Most of those are very clearly made to solo. I mean, I'm sorry. Most of those are clearly made for team play. And so that's one reason. Another reason is there's really only... They don't have as much build variety as the other classes do. And they also don't feel the fantasy for me, right? Like, I'm mostly playing to be a superhero, not to be some weird person that's like the footman for the skull or the footman for the shield helicarrier or whatever. Oh, great. He is like running way, way, way away. And no one knows why. Why isn't he attacking me? Why is he running so far away? I have like a widow. I got up to like 20 some. And I just found like it just didn't feel really great to me too. And he was a no, that was a lieutenant. Ran away. I just like, come on, guys. I'm trying to kill. I knew he'd come back when I was in the middle of another fight. Oh gosh, he hurts so much too. Holy cow. I have to run out. Look at that. I mean, just 1 or 2 hits and I'm like, this is why you can't solo defenders. I don't see how people are like, yeah, soloing defenders, yay. Yep, found him. Okay, I just need you to stay right there while I run a few tests on you with Blaze. Do you think you can do that for me, buddy? You think you can just be a good little test subject for me for just 1 minute while I get some numbers from you? All right, so Blaze is... Oh, Rain of Fire pops Cisco? Oh my gosh, no, it's huge. Rain of Fire is huge. Are you kidding me? You're jerking my chain. You want to get a rise out of old Phil. All right, so let me just check out my Blaze did 67 here. 60. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just reading my log here, reading my log. Make the log really big so I can see lots of the log. So we're looking for like the big numbers, not the damage over times. Fireball was 25.1 plus 7. Fireball 25.1 plus 7, yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, all right. So let's take a look at Blaze on the other character. So one of the things about Fire's damage potential is that it's really great, but a chunk of it and a lot of the powers, I don't know if you change. Some of the powers are have a good chunk of their damage spread throughout damage over time. Is the one thing to kind of keep in mind with that. All right, so let's just take a look. So if you take a look at like Rain of Fire's damage potential is 95, you know, which is more than a fireball, right? And the radius on this is pretty big. Rain of Fire's radius is significantly bigger, I feel, than Fireball. It also tends to... one thing I've noticed is that it tends to break up enemies, so it's really good for squishy classes because they'll tend to run out of the... They'll try to, like, slowly run out of the fire. It's not listed here, but I swear it gives them, like, a bit of a terrorize ability. You know? Well, yeah, but that's one of its beautiful things. It's going to force the enemy to either sit there and take a lot of damage, or it's going to break them up so that they aren't attacking you as a squishy character. Because you're usually playing this on squishy characters, right? Usually playing this on squishy characters. Okay. So if I do, let's say, I'll open up with the fireball on these guys and then hit them all with rain of fire. Okay, now let's see if they're staying or not or whatever. Who cares? If first of all, it's slowing them down. That's cool, right? I don't think they're running the same normal speed. And let them run away. They're running back and forth through it. Now they're running away. They're not attacking me. That's called a defense mechanism. So either way, I win. That's the way I look at it. Either way, I'm going to win. Now, unfortunately, this lieutenant wasn't buying off on it, so... You know what would be nice is if I hit the lieutenant and didn't just keep missing. I'm going to use the exit power here. Yeah. Yeah. So you don't use it as an opener. You don't use it as an opener to open up a fight, right? Because you don't want to open up a fight by what you do is you open up with like your Inferno first, then do Fireball. You're doing both of those while they're clumped together at the beginning, then Rain of Fire. And that Rain of Fire is going to break them up a bit while doing pretty good damage over time over a long period, especially for those who stay in it, and keep the other ones occupied while you take them off one at a time. Because as a Sentinel, you have decent defenses, but you don't have world-defining defenses, right? You don't have world-defining defenses. So you don't want them to stay toe-to-toe with you if there's too many survivors. And as a Sentinel, you might have more survivors than normal because your Inferno is not going to instantly kill them the way it would on a blaster. So you just got to do things in the right order, man. And you'll get value out of it. Because once you've done your big AoE cooldowns, you've done Inferno, you've done Fireball, right? Inferno's not coming back for another 30 seconds at least. Fireball will be on a little bit more of a cooldown. But, it's a small AoE anyways. So I'm usually pewing them off. And so Rain of Fire is good for keeping them busy while I'm picking off the rest one at a time. Yeah, I can show you my Fire Sentinel, but Rain of Fire definitely works on a Fire Sentinel. Absolutely. What power am I looking at here? I am looking at Blaze. So Blaze... Let's take a look at Blaze here real quick. Blaze does 103 to 104. 103 to 104. Okay. Which means... 103 to... I'm sorry, Blaze is 103 to 145, because I don't know how to do math. 103 to 145. All right, so 41% enhancement for Blazing Bolt. No, not Blazing Bolt, Blaze. 103 to 145, 41% enhancement. And then if we take a look at Fireball, we have 3 ticks of 5 damage and then 309 fire damage on Fireball. Ooh, I need to look at that. I need to play with my food. All right, so let's do time crawl and time stop if I can. And then Fireball and Fire Blast. And Blaze. All right, so let me look at my Fireball in the log here. Fireball, Fireball, Fireball. You hit Anathema with your Fireball for 6.8. There's the 6.88, there's the 24.1, then there's 5.6, then there's Fire Blast, Fire blaze. Blaze, 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 blaze. Huh. I don't know if there's something going on with that fireball I don't quite understand. But if we take a look at blaze, when we take a look at blaze, blaze is 63.71. 63.71 with blaze. And then the fire blast is 30.04. And if you get Scourge, it does, when Scourge kicks in, it's double damage there. But it looks like it might be double damage just on the initial hit. Huh. I don't know. That's got me kind of scratching my head. All right. So let's switch over to the Unstoppable Firebug for a minute. Let's do that. Let's switch gears. Let's help Pop Cisco out here. Pop Cisco, what level do you play at and what settings do you normally play at? Yep, and what settings do you usually play at? The Unstoppable Firebug, bum-dum-bum-bum. Unstoppable Firebug, 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 Firebug. The Unstoppable Firebug. All right, let's see. Alliance mission, Hero Morality. Am I ready for a Hero Morality mission? Yay! Let's do the Hero Morality mission. Get some sweet, sweet merits. Did it pick the mission? Hero Morality mission. I swear, sometimes you gotta like click this 3 times just to say I accept the mission. So rude. So what settings, Pop Cisco? Like times 2, times 3, times 4, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. So on this particular one, I have it set to times 6, and they seem to be my level here. It's set to +1, but it looks like, because I'm level shifted by 1, this is effectively a +0 at the moment. Okay, so that's the reason why you don't see the point of Rain of Fire, is when you're playing with like normal default settings, you don't really have to worry about stragglers, because at ×1 you're only going to have like 3 people in a clump together. Occasionally there'll be 2 clumps together. You might get 6 if you're lucky. But when you set to higher settings, you're going to have like a whole bunch of these guys together. Now, when you do like, and you want to move into times 2, times 3, times 4 as you feel more and more comfortable, because you're going to get, especially on a Sentinel, you want to take advantage of all your juicy AoE and make more XP per hour. The more enemies there are, the more damage your AoEs do. The more damage you're doing, essentially, the more XP you're making, right? If an enemy has 100 hit points and he's worth 100 experience points, then that means every point of damage you do is worth 1 XP. So if you multiply that times a bunch, so basically if you take your fireball, multiply it by a bunch of enemies, you're getting a lot more XP per fireball if there's a lot of enemies, right? Now, the thing about Sentinels, we mentioned before, they have an AoE cap. They can only go up so high. If there's more than 10 people in that group, the fireball's not going to hit all of them. Inferno has a cap, I think, of 10. I think Fireball might be 6 or 10. Breath of Fire, Fire Breath has caps. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well. Whereas Rain of Fire, I don't think Rain of Fire has a cap because it's basically a pseudo pet. It just basically sits there and drops this attack every second until it runs out. So I don't even think it has an AoE cap. But I guess we could take a look at the power and find out for ourselves if Rain of Fire has a cap. No cap that's listed here, because it's basically it's doing a whole bunch of fiery ticks all over the place. So that's another thing that makes it awesome for Sentinels, right? It's the one power you have that doesn't care about caps. All right. So we're going to go in here and we're going to use aim to build up our power first. And we're going to go in here and Leroy Jenkins ourselves into a nice big old fat one of those. We'll fireball somebody. We'll fireball this clump right here. Now that I've done all the initial devastation, we'll go ahead and light and chew any of these guys up that want to stay around. So now, at this point, I start taking some damage. You can see my health bar moving a little bit. I won't take too much because they're only +1 or 0. Oh, this is a boss. Where did that boss come from? Was he there before? I don't remember seeing a boss in there before. Did he just pop in? But anyways, anytime that they are running, they're not hitting me, right? Whether they're running slowly, fast, whatever. Anytime they're running, they're not hitting me, and that's a good thing. If I had this difficulty set a little bit higher, I would be taking more damage. I'd be getting hit more often. Yeah, it could be an issue. Now, we probably don't need to worry about Rain of Fire here. There's just a bunch of these guys kind of huddled in a corner. Oh, I love the crit. Did you see the crits? Oh, that was so beautiful. Have a nice day. Prize is waiting for you in the back. Haha. Oh. Oh, gosh. An elite boss. She gets vulnerability thrown on her. Oh, she hurts so much. I really do like the fact that that fire blast just knocks her back. Look at all the crits. Oh, the juicy, juicy crits. Oh, we've got some more friends here. I'm glad you guys are joining the parade here. So even if he's running away, for those few seconds he wasn't attacking, as he runs out the circle. That's the whole point. It does do some people will stay and they'll take the damage. And in confined quarters, there's not a lot of places they can go. This is a little bit more of an open area right here. But like the guys, if there was a bunch of guys right here at the end of this hallway, they couldn't run anywhere. Where could they run to? Smaller hallways, things like that. There's definitely times where it traps them and you get the damage value. But personally, I'm okay with the running away. It's part of the... Yeah, I mean, if I had a choice, would I have them stay in it? I say yes until I do harder difficulty levels. Like, if I go out here and I reset this to +3, +4, if you guys saw the video where I played Firebug at 4 + 4, you definitely want... I come so close to dying so often. I'm glad for the times they're running. So it just kind of depends on what difficulty and what you're facing up against. If I had a choice, but I would definitely not skip it. I wouldn't sleep on it. And I do slot it. I absolutely do slot it. I really do like how she. That is the fastest morality mission I've ever done. That's 40 reward merits right there, just like that. Let's go ahead and crank up the difficulty a little bit more. We're going to go ahead and set this difficulty to +2. Mind you, I think I have bosses turned on. I'll make sure solo bosses say yes. Those will get you those sweet, juicy bosses in the middle of those packs. Bosses are worth roughly 10 times the amount of XP and money that a normal enemy is, right? Oh. Oh yeah, all your tips get wiped out when you do a morality mission, sadly. I have to go find some things to get another tip mission from. You gotta feel bad for any of these level 1 guys who are just in my way. Hey guys. Inspire willing sacrifice? Yeah, I wouldn't do that. It is definitely pretty cool and pretty useful. Play at harder difficulty levels too, Pop Cisco. I think it'll increase your appreciation for it. If you're playing at default, you can sacrifice any power and live without it. But some powers are definitely going to be more useful for tougher situations. Like, I didn't even use my healing powers there. Should I skip those? Like, oh, I never use healing powers. Yeah, no, it's just because I'm not pushing the difficulty. The question for most powers is in more difficult challenge settings, is there a role for that power, right? Like, I doubt I need all 4 of these single target powers. If I was going to, like, look for a power to take out, I could take out one of those, no problem. You know, and being in a harder difficulty, I don't think any of those 4 serve a role. That the other 3 don't cover really well. Yeah. Well, do 4 times 4, 4 times 5. I can't believe you don't get any value out of guys running away sometimes when they're breathing down your neck as a sentinel. Because, man, I came very close to death numerous. In fact, I did actually die once or twice at 4 times 4 on this sentinel. Now, maybe you know, part of it is you might have better gear than I have, but I have come close to death. Well, I'm not sure it's more time consuming because at that point my AoEs are on cooldown. Yeah. The fireballs, I might be able to get 1 or 2 more with the fireball if they stayed more clumped together, to your point. But I also might die, you know, in that time. It just kind of depends. So I don't use it. I don't use it all the time. I don't use it in situations like with those guys that you saw me there at the end, right? I didn't use it on them, right? Because it didn't make any sense. It's definitely a situationally power. It doesn't get value every single time the way, you know, Fireball almost always gets value. Use Fireball in almost every fight. You know, absolutely. And those poor sprockets. Boy, you just can't find a freaking tip on these streets when you need one. You're like beating them up, looking for a tip. Nobody wants to give you a tip. Oh, that poor level 1 person was trying to get work done, and then I just come along and I just destroy everything that they ever dreamed of. All because I'm looking for a tip. Man, sometimes you just get no luck with these tips. Oh, well. You know what? I can do a Ricky Warzone mission. Have a good one. Hmm. This has got me thinking about something. Is anybody else alive in the texting verse? Hey, Buzzna, there's somebody. Oh, doing pretty good. We've been talking about defenders versus corruptors and the division in the community over AI and how it's dividing up some chunks of the community. You know, exciting things like that. Super exciting. Let me take a look here. Hey, it's Phantom Zero again. All right, let me take a look here at Fire Blast, used by a corruptor. So Fire Blast is doing 30. No percentages, please. Come on, computer. Doing 30 plus 4 times 4.51. I wonder why it lists the fire damage on target twice. Is that important? Oh, that would be for corruption, I bet. Oh. Ooh, now I see, says the spider to the fly. All right, so let's take a look at Fireball. So Fireball is 31.15, smashing 93.45. And then we have 9 times 9.35. Okay. I'm just making some notes here. Okay. We are doing some comparison. Then on Blaze, we have 63.7 with 5 times 6.76. Now, are these accounting for enhancements? So if I take this enhancement out, okay, 5.42. So this is taken into account enhancements. Yeah, okay. All right. Now we quit and we take a look at our defender. I was just playing Titan Quest 2. Really good. Nice. Yeah, we've been playing a lot of Diablo 4. In fact, I'm going to go and play that after a little bit more of this because we've been trying to really work through that one. Yeah, the Greek mythology is really, really nice on Titan Quest. I thought they did a really good job with that. The first one's definitely a classic and very much shocking to me. They keep releasing updates to that. So maybe I'll stream some of that at some point. Maybe I'll stream some Diablo 4 after this instead of logging out if you guys want. We'll see, but it can be a lot of fun. Let me see. Let's do the time defender over here. So I'm trying to dig down into the nuts and bolts of some of these numbers and try to figure out exactly how it shows, it shows some of these guys, right? So we're looking at, I'm loving the Sentinel change, but I was thinking of making an assault rifle Sentinel. Originally it was going to go ninjutsu, but changed from the damage boost to a crit chance was a huge nerf. Don't do assault rifle on Sentinel. Yeah, stick around. I enjoy them. Yeah. Do not do assault rifle on the Sentinel. I can show you why if you want. Let me find out. Oops, spreadsheet. Okay, so on flare, I don't care about flares. Fire blast. So on fire blast by this person here, we have fire blast. We have 26.38. So we have 26.38 fire damage with 4 times 3/6. Okay. And that is Fireball is showing let's see, so Fireball is showing 6.07 and then 21.24 with 3 times 4.55. Is that correct? And then Blaze is showing 55.92 with a 5 times 5.94. Let me check out the other Fireball. I think I made a mistake. Let's see here. Sure, but it has aim instead of beanbag. So it's nice considering like on a blaster, you don't get aim on most of the secondaries. Pleasnut, have you ever heard of a little thing called devices? Look up at devices, buddy. Devices has something. I believe Trick Arrow has something to help you. Oh yeah. Have you not seen my beam rifle blaster? And that's not getting into the fact that blasters have like that inherent that increases your damage the more they attack. Let's see here. So, yeah, sorry about the chimes there. Someone's at the door. Let's see here. Was it Fireball? I think somehow I screwed up on Fireball. Fireball. Yeah, I did screw up on Fireball big time. Fireball is 6.89 plus 24.11 with 3 ticks of 5.17. Huh. And how does Scourge work? So this is very, very interesting on paper. Fireball and Blaze is actually doing a little bit more damage on the Defender than on the Corruptor. This is very interesting. Yeah, targeting draw. So Puznut. So there's two reasons. I'm gonna show you why you should never take assault rifle or beam rifle on a sentinel. Right? Grab your pen and paper, boys and girls. Because this is sad, but it's true. I wish this wasn't true, but it is true. So if we take a look at range damage and we take a look at blaster, okay, and we go to their powers and we go to assault rifle, and we go to full auto. What we see here at level 50 is a power that does 195 damage. So write that down, 195 damage with a 1 minute cooldown. So 195 at 60 seconds, right? All right, now let's go over to our blaster or our sentinel. What do we get on assault rifle? Okay, what we get is at level 50 is we get a power. Ooh, well, that is interesting. It actually does more. I think they might have changed that. But 240 damage at 90 seconds. It's actually, and that's kind of nice because before I think it was actually doing, I'm going to double check my notes here because I keep notes on this stuff. Give me 1 second, check my notes. Let me just check my notes really quick. They might have buffed that. They might have. They might have. Oh, it is a chance for extra lethal damage. Let me just look at the details again here. You have to watch, I will say, and someone pointed out this the other day, when you're looking at these things, guys, this average number at the top here can be very, very, very... oh no, now your AI vengeance. Oh my gosh, we were just talking about AI today and all the kerfluffle it's causing. Okay, guys, so you see, it says this average damage number here can be very misleading, guys. You got to go down into the details, and it does the extra damage here on lethal only. So what you really got is you got 11 times 13.8, and then you have 11 times 5.72, I think, and is that for... And then you have the opportunity, which I'm going to ignore because that's only when opportunity procs. Okay, let me just double check the blaster's powers because I didn't dive into the blaster's details on that full auto there. All right, so you've got... let's see here. 11 times 17.23. So I guess what's a little confusing about when comparing these numbers on paper is this 5.72 on full auto on the Sentinel. I don't know where it's coming from, if that's a special proc or something. But the one thing to kind of keep in mind is that because according to I looked this up on the website, there it says a chance for the extra lethal damage that you see, the 5.72. That's a chance. It's not a guarantee, and whatever have you. But the thing to keep in mind is normally Sentinels, T9s, right, are all 90 seconds. That usually shorter than blasters. But on blasters, full auto is only 60 seconds. It's only 60 seconds, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Blasters has a chance for +1 lethal as well. So in my notes, Blaster was clearly superior in damage and clearly superior in recharge. Clearly. Whereas in most other powers, Blaster's better on damage, but but significantly worse on recharge, right? There's an offset. But not with full auto on assault, and not with beam rifle. Beam rifle is just as bad. We take a look at like beam rifle here. See what that says on overcharge here. So an overcharge on a blaster, we've got... Oh wait, no, overcharge has a long. So maybe I'm thinking assault arrow or something. Wait, what's the other thing? Dual pistols maybe? I know it's one of these other guns. 1 minute 45 seconds. So 1 minute 45 seconds. Let's take, that's pretty close to to a Sentinel's 90 seconds, right? So let's say this is pistols. I don't even know how to calculate this stuff. Sometimes this average damage number is off because when it gets into these weird things, 60% chance for 12 ticks of this, 60% chance for this and this and this and this. The math can get skewy like you wouldn't believe. Hopefully it looks similar on a Sentinel. Like 60% chance for this and this and this. It does look very similar there. So your Sentinel has shorter cooldown by 15 seconds or so. But slightly less damage at 181. So that's fine. I think dual pistols is fine. What's the other? Is it beam? It can't be beam rifle. Assault rifle, beam rifle, archery probably. Rain of arrows. Rain of arrows. Oh, fudge. My earpiece is running out. Rain of arrows is 126 on a Sentinel. Oh, here's another problem with Sentinel is a lot of times it's calculating that damage for the whole thing when a lot of times you're not getting that extra damage on unless they're within 10 feet. So that's another thing that muddies the waters a bit. 126 on Rain of Arrows on here versus a blaster. And Rain of Arrows is also super weird just because of the way it works. All right, so Rain of Arrows is 150. So the Rain of Arrows on a blaster does 150 instead of 126. But check that out. It's a 65-second cooldown instead of a 90-second cooldown. So Assault Rifle used to be pretty similar. I'm not sure if they're calculating the math right on Assault Rifle, but Assault Rifle has always been known to be more powerful on a blaster and does more, and has a better cooldown. Yeah, it's Al Vengeance. No, that looks like AI Vengeance to me. Totally. Yeah. Now, I'll show you. Let me show you why my blasters. So I used to think that when I first played the Sentinel, the Fire Bio Sentinel, I thought it was so cool that Bio gives you an extra 20% damage and offense. But I'm like, yeah, it's the best thing ever. Blasters can't compare to this. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Yeah, I was naive. I was young and naive back then. Right, we're just kind of comparing some blasters and some Sentinel stuff, some Sentinel shenanigans here. So, with Beam Rifle here, my Beam Rifle lady. Let me go find a mission somewhere. It's never a mission when you need one. Oh, we're going to ask you about that shortly. Let's just find a mission real quick. Contact, tips. I need something. Oh, I can just shoot something in the street. Okay. So right here, notice her damage bonus. Look at this. Take a look at that. Damage bonus 80%. 80%. Not 20. 80. Right? So that's from devices. So you just find some poor unfortunate soul. You find some poor unfortunate soul, right? And let's see if we can find some poor unfortunate soul. There's got to be some unfortunate souls here somewhere. All right, I'm gonna hit them with cutting beam, which is kind of like the AOE wide beam thing here, right? Oh, let's put up a thing for damage. Add a tab for damage inflicted. Okay, all right. $260 on each of those poor guys right there. Why is my damage inflicted not oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to fly up here for a second so we can dissect these numbers here. So my cutting beam did 260 points of damage on the first go around. That's because I had the 80% damage bonus. And then you're going to see my cutting beam later on only did 208 points of damage because I didn't have that bonus going on. Now remember, that is, well, I didn't have as much of it going on. The cool thing about targeting drone is that even when your bonus is down, watch what happens. So let me start over. The targeting drone gives you 80% damage on your first attack, right? Which, if it's your T9, holy shiz, right? But as soon as you attack, it turns it off to a degree. You still get 20%. Look at my bonus damage here. You see 80% right there? I hit this guy, it goes to 32. It's 20% plus my blaster special, which gives me a few percent with every person that I hit, right? And as I keep shooting, well, now it went up to 90% again because I stopped shooting for a while. But you're going to see, you know, it goes up from 30 to 50. Now, is your Sentinel comparing to that? I don't think so. There's not a Sentinel I have that is popping out 50, 60, 70% damage bonuses and an 80-point bonus just to start without... But wait, I haven't even started using aim yet. Let's put aim in there. Why not? Let's put aim in there. Put aim in there. What kind of damage bonus do we get with aim? 142%. That poor guy didn't even know what hit him. That was 704 points. That's why they call it a blaster. I gotta wait 20 more seconds before it cools down. Do you see what I'm saying, Puzz? Do you smell what the devices is cooking? I'm gonna do that little beam thing on these guys here as soon as my doodad comes off a cooldown. Let's just get all of them with the big old cutter beam here. I think we were doing like 260 before. Oh, I did piercing beam. Shit's pickles. Ah, I should have done cutting beam. My bad. Mama told me there'd be days like this. Sorry, guys. You died for nothing. Do. Why are these guys just standing out here by themselves? Oh, there's a nice 3-pack. Alright. Alright, we got our targeting thing ready. We got 80% right now. We hit this. We go up to 142. 373 points. 373. Now, without that bonus, I only do 194. 243 and 194. Do you guys see the difference with the targeting drone and aim bonuses and not? It makes your opening salvo so insanely, sickly good. And I haven't even used the T9 overcharge, right? Oh, some poor unfortunate soul that gets hit by overcharge. It's not even funny. I put Puzz to sleep with my fascinating numbers. All right, so here we have some surgeons here. We will hit him with aim and then hit him with an overcharge. 630 points of energy damage. Now, I have to wait a minute for that to cool down. So I was using cutting beam more than overcharge because I knew we have to wait a whole minute for overcharge to kind of recharge back to show you what it looks like. It'll get there one day. Puzz, you still there? Did I really put you to sleep? Oh, you at your phone. Okay. So 630. Let's try it against these guys here in 25 seconds. Yeah, it's some mega damage, right? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna purposely do overcharge without the bonuses by making sure I can just turn off targeting drone. That's what I'll do. Let's just turn off targeting drone. And we'll just overcharge this guy here and see what numbers we get. $365. $365. And I think one got hit for $255. But $365 to the main target. So you can have 600, what was it? 629 or 365. Which one would you rather have, AI? Totally not League Shadow Legends. All right, Al. It's funny because we were talking about the divisions happening over AI over on the subreddit, the City of Heroes subreddit. They're ostracizing this guy for posting an AI generated picture of some of the heroes together having a wedding ceremony. I thought it was pretty interesting. I thought it was pretty cool. But they very much hate AI over there on Reddit. Very, very much hate it. They hates it so much. Yeah, did you see it? Yeah. I jumped in there and just said, hey, look, guys, I use it. So if you want to kick me out of the group, then feel free. You want to, be upset with somebody for having a different opinion, then sure. Puz, are you back? Can I talk to you, Puz? Are you off the phone? Yeah, well, they have a rule about no low effort post, and I guess if you were just like constantly posting every day, whether it was just a couple of stupid lines or it was something generated by AI, I guess you'd run afoul of that particular rule. Yeah. Well, you can't even use AI to make a comic, but maybe one day you'll be able to. Let's just say AI could make comic books. Should you be able to do that? Well, that'll be something that courts will decide on one hand, morally will decide on the other hand. But here's the thing. I was mentioning this earlier. It's all about the puppies. Oh, the poor puppies. And what I mean by this is, let's say there was a lawmaker and he was trying to push for everyone to vote in affirmation of a new law he has to make sure that every pet that's ever transported through a vehicle is locked down in one of their state officially approved dog carriers. Now, he's not going to tell you he owns the company that makes these things, or it's his brother. But he's trying to get you guys to vote for this safety law. Now, opponents will say, well, that's overreach. His opponent, his political opponent will say, that's government overreach and da-da-da-da-da-da. But then he's going to hold up a little picture. And he's going to say, but what about the puppies? He's going to show these really cute puppies, right? And he's going to be like, 3 of these died in car accidents that would have been saved if they had used my steel cage approved dog carrier in the cars. What about the puppies? And the other guy would go, well, they're cute, but what? You don't love puppies? Right? And it's going to be like that. He wouldn't show pet snakes, right? Or anything like that to prove his point. He's going to show the cutest thing in the world. So when we have these AI discussions, it's really funny that no one's saying, what about the tax collectors? Because AI might be putting tax collectors out of work. Computers and spreadsheets put a lot of accountants out of work many, many years ago, and no one was crying about those guys who lost their job to modernization, right? And if AI is leveraged even more to put more accountants out of work, I don't think you'll be seeing people on Reddit going, what about the accountants? But as soon as you say artists are the puppies. Artists are the puppies. What about the artists? I'm putting them out there. What about the puppies? Oh, you're here, Puz? So you didn't say anything about well, if you're here, Puz, you didn't say anything about the damage numbers I was saying. Did you see how on the blaster using devices, my T9 goes from 365 to 625. 365 to 625. how my other powers were doing 260 instead of 200 damage. Like, there is the thing to keep in mind is there are ways to get ongoing 20% damage buffs on your blaster characters. Absolutely, with things like devices. And then you have aim or build up, which adds more. And generally speaking, and we could do a couple of comparisons, it's always been my impression, two things, one of the things that's always been my impression is that blasters tend to have better build up enhancements than sentinels. Let's take a look at that assertion, see if that's true real quick. That's kind of when Kamala Harris promoted electric school buses, left out the fact that she buy and transportation. Yeah, it's just, it is something else, but it's always about the puppies. It's always about the children. If you want to pass a law, then that's what you do, right? You just put up the most cutest thing ever or make the most compelling emotional argument possible. And then you go with that, right? So if we look at Blaster and we take a look at well, it needs to be a primary power with aim, right? So we take a look at Archie with aim. You get 50 and 62%. 50% to hit, 62.5 is what we're really looking at. If we look at Sentinel, and we look at powers, and we look at archery, and we look at aim, we're only getting 50% strength to all damage, right? So when you use aim to hit with a Sentinel, you're getting less strength bonus from aim. Yeah, but I'm saying, Puznut, why wouldn't you play? You don't get aim on a but you can get devices, which is so much better. It's permanent aim, and it's got an 80% bonus on its first damage. It's like having 4 aims turned on at once. Okay, maybe not 4 aims, but it's almost like having 2 aims turned on at once, and it stays, and then it stays kind of turned on at 20%. But I see what you're saying. So you're saying on assault rifle, you're saying, wait, what Sentinel? So Sentinel gets aim on assault rifle, but you're saying Blaster on assault rifle doesn't get aim. They get beanbag. Beanbag. They do get a much better full auto though. So I think I'd rather take the full auto than the... Yeah, I haven't really done a step-by-step comparison of the assault rifle between, between the two. But I would pick primarily, the T9's so important on that. Yeah, I don't know, the T9 is so important. But I guess if you T9 your full auto, and you've got on the Sentinel... But your full auto's on a longer cooldown on the Sentinel. It's really funny because in a way the Sentinel's full auto will end up feeling a little bit more blastery because it's on a longer cooldown. But theoretically, with what you're talking about, could do more damage. But I would argue, why not have the best of both worlds? Go Blaster and go devices, and that way you can have a plus 80%, which is always on your first shot, which includes full auto, and just blow them away more than doing aim would. I guess. So also on my assault rifle, so I do have an assault rifle. I do have assault rifle blaster. And what I do on that character, let's take a look. I mean, the thing about I think the reason maybe you don't get aim is, look at this. Like, a lot of secondaries on blasters do your extra damage. Look at this, Puzz. This is my blaster, which has trick arrow, tactical arrow. Upshot is plus 80%, not 50, 80% for 10 seconds. That's better than the Sentinel's aim. And you can't get upshot on a Sentinel because it's part of the trick or tactical arrow. I keep calling it trick arrow. Tactical arrow power set. Maybe the reason why it isn't on the primary on the blaster is because a lot of their secondaries already have their upshot or whatever it's called in it. And then there's Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye is just more accuracy. And Eagle Eye. 42 resistance to hit on target. 45% resistance to hit on target. I don't know exactly what that means. Somebody would have to explain that one to me. Oh, this is on yourself. All right. So this gives you accuracy. This gives you regeneration. This gives you recovery rate for 10 seconds. No, 10 seconds of recharge time. It's a toggle. It's always on. It doesn't cost any endurance. Holy shiz. That's good. That's real good. Yeah, but this is my assault rifle blaster. And using tactical arrow. And I think I've been having a little bit of a bad run lately because whatever quest I'm on has been giving me a little bit of rough go. I've been trying ×3, which is probably a little too much anyways for a blaster at level 30. Yeah. Yeah, so you're right. You don't get aim on blaster, but you usually get something like that on a blaster secondary anyways, would be my point. And you don't usually get something like that on the Sentinels secondary. You might. I haven't gone through every Sentinel secondary. But you know, it's pretty rare that I play one of these characters and they don't have an aim of some sort. Some little build-up that they can do every so often to kind of open up really big. What is kind of rare are those permanent ongoing bonuses, like what you see with bioarmor. That's why my bioarmor fire sentinel's kind of fun, because it's permanent plus 20-25% bonus as long as my armor is lowered. And but then I was really surprised to find like that targeting device that gives you an 80% on every opener you do. That's incredible. The hot tub. Be on PC. Okay. Well, I'm probably going to get killed here. Look at all those longbows. Why is there so many of them? So it's kind of interesting. If you're watching my channel, the funny thing is, yeah, you're probably... you're probably AI friendly. With the ninjutsu change, that's 1 lost its damage for crit and it's rough, so P much P armor for damage on sentinel. Oh, it lost its damage for crit, so that's rough. So it's pretty much just bio armor now for plus damage on sentinel. And it's not the biggest damage buff in the world because plus 20%, remember that's plus 20% of your base. You're already going to have plus 100% from enhancements, more or less. So, you know, you're going, if your base damage is 100, you're up to 200 with enhancements. Another 20% brings you to 220, but it's not like you're going to like 280 or anything like that, like you do with some of the other things we're showing you. With all those guns, right? Even they know bows are stupid. I am gonna make an archery blaster though, at some point. I am. So I'll put an oil, oh no. We're going to do that first. Boy, I can't even tell what's going on here. There's so much going on. Nope, to the hospital again. I'm a little rusty on this character or something. One of the things that really makes me cranky though is this level problem bug. Okay, so this character, for what little defense she has, she's reliant on mischances, right? So she's got some defense, just a little bit, not a lot, and then she lowers their to perception, which lowers their to hit, right? And that's supposed to help make up some of the difference. The problem is, in a lot of these missions that are supposed to be the same level, they're putting them +1 and +2 because there's a bug in the system and they haven't been able to fix it. And it really makes life hard for squishier characters, right? It really makes it hard. And I don't know, like, when are they going to fix this shit? It's been months. Months. And you can't lower the difficulty, it just makes it even worse. Right? You can't lower the difficulty. It doesn't work. Oh, well, that's nice. Oh, seriously? Yeah, yeah, it really, so yeah, it's the same as aim after the initial attack. Right, right. When you give the enemies a +1 or +2 to your character, it makes them much easier to hit you. It really does. At these low levels where you're low defenses. And I don't know what the developers are ever going to do to fix it. I don't even know if they know what they're going to do to fix it. But they broke the difficulty settings in the game, and they don't have a great solution yet for it. Weird base setup. Oh, come on. Does she get disoriented every time? Okay, fuck this. Blasters are horrible. Never play them again. I just got disoriented and you're like, oh, it's over. You're mezzed. Have a nice day. Man, ever since they screwed around with the difficulty, this character has been so much harder to get to play. It's just, they literally hit almost twice as often, I swear. I used to really enjoy playing this character. I use this as one of my test subjects for why blasters are really cool. And you know, the whole thing with blasters, it's the same thing kind of with defenders. It's kind of like it's teetering on an edge of like it's either playable or it's not. And when you mess with the difficulty settings like that, and you just basically say, you know what, everyone's going to play on +1 whether they like it or not, it really does really make some of these classes just a lot less palatable. Little chicken shit's running away. Yeah, and stay dead. that beeping. God. Goodness gracious. Stop the beeping. Yeah, I don't know why the enemies run away so much. I swear that also feels like it's changed, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, that's one way to take care of things. No, they run for any reason. They can have hit points, they can have endurance, and the jokers will still run. Little wimps. Yeah, come here in my oil slick. Yeah, only so brave now, are you? No, you're not. Oh, he got blasted from an extreme distance there. That poor guy right there. Yeah, he didn't know. He didn't know what hit him. Oh, you're still alive? Let's fix that. Got a couple right there. Oh, come on. Stop it with the mezzes. That's cheating. Only I'm allowed to mez you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's on fire. I think the extra regen... By the way, look at my regeneration. Like, that regeneration I got from whatchamacallit is actually pretty nice. Freaking, this lady's turned into Wolverine from what is it? Eagle Eye? This freaking turns her into freaking Wolverine, man. Yeah, that's how you like to see guys taken out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's what we like to see. We kind of combine these into a break free since I get stunned so much. Oh, she missed. She missed on the sniper shot. Say it isn't so. The nice thing about the full auto on the blaster, it really does feel like a Sentinel because it's got such a fast cooldown. Like, look at that. It's down to 15 seconds already, right? It's like, oh, you see any enemies? Just go ahead and you may as well. Just shot him in the back. Now, what's interesting is you get to the back half of the mission, and now they start turning up at your level. It's really weird. Look at that. She just mows down that group of minions there in one shot, no problem. And he goes running away again. Yippee-ki-yay. Such a proud hero. There we go. Now we're getting into a rhythm. Puzz, you getting into a rhythm over there? You know, I don't think I like the way these guys are looking at me. Holy cow, the full auto got the person way back there. That I would not have guessed. You're back at the PC now. Well, there you go. Watch me blast through assault rifle blast through these guys. It's fun when it works. Get this upshot in here. Full auto on these guys. Oh, come on. How did you miss that? There we go. See, Puzz, it's all about overwhelming force when you're playing Blaster. You got to kill them before they kill you. Oh, you're just cute up there, aren't you? Nah, you're stuck up in the air in ice. Nah, 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 nah. Did you guys see the video where I played the archer versus the sentinel and archery? I think it was. I like how I light up the oil slick after they all come back to life. Let's see. Can I not combine those? No. I need more health. I keep getting everything but health. Oh, I think I have. Do I have some health in my mailbox? I put a bunch in my mailbox at one point, but remind me to actually label my emails at one point. Nope. That's fine. There's a lot of guys here. Ah, the stupid oil slick caught my auto attack. Ah, I got stunned. Come on. Come on, come out of stun. Oh, get grief. Come out of stun. Shoot him with the trick arrow. Please. Shoot him with the trick arrow. Thank you. Have a nice day. Hey, SL, how's it going today? Well, I'm probably going to switch over to some Diablo 4 here soon, because I did promise my wife I'd play some more with her on that. I could stream it. And we'll see how many people I chase off if I do. Buckshot. Back like a reoccurring head cold? Uh-oh. What class am I playing on D4? I've been playing the Necromancer this season. Though we just got in the season kind of late. Did y'all hear about the news? The new news? The super new news? There's a nice health. We'll put that right there. Let me email this to myself. Stupid health bar's in the way. There we go. I finally got over mine. Going to be heading back into COH soon. That would be nice. Yeah, the Warlock, right? And what was super exciting about that was not only that, hey, they announced it for D4's new expansion that's coming out next month. And if you're into Diablo Immortal, it's coming out for Diablo Immortal as well a couple of months later. But the fact that they're bringing it out, like, right now for Diablo 2 Resurrected. And I've played some Resurrected, and I really do like Resurrected. So to see something new added to the game after this many years, it's like them coming out saying they were going to do a full new expansion for City of Heroes. You'd be just like, what? What? You'd be like, what, really? Give it to me. Or Time Quest. I remember they came out with the announcement a while back that they were coming out with a new Time Quest expansion, and then they came out with it. And it was like, that game is like 20 years old, and you guys are popping out a new expansion? Yes, please. Yes, please. Absolutely. How many times do I have to press 1? Shoot, shoot, and shoot. Good grief. Let's see here. There's Jane, by the way. Yeah, so that's pretty cool and exciting in my books. Wow, she just wiped out that whole group, no problem. That was nice. Freeze. Boom. Right in the stomach. It's a lot of longbow people. We call them longbow men. We don't want to offend anybody, but it's a lot of longbow people down there. You know, the problem with longbow, too, is they don't fall for the oil slick because they keep flying, so that's kind of rude. Activate the serum. Where am I supposed to be activating the serum at? Wow, that took way too many hits for a minion. I check on Doggo. What's the news? That absolutely news with what? What are you talking about? Commander Matagu, maybe? Oh, I'm supposed to go all the way back to the beginning now? Oh. Let's head on out. Well, is there anything I can, anything else I can show or do before I flip over to some Diablo for a bit? Windows PC just sitting here in the middle of nowhere. Really? Can you get a big warhammer on a brute with a war mace? I don't know, but I like my my scrapper. My scrapper has a big bonking weapon. Yeah, no, we got a big old... kitty cat. Got a big old kitty cat over here is what we got. See? Oh, well, I can't see her big bonky thing. It does allow you to choose different forms of weapon on War Mace, right? We could go check real quick. Let's see here. Oops. So you go to her weapon. You got All kinds of different weapons here, including a wrench. That's what you really want to hit people with. A baseball bat. Carnival. You can see why I went for the weapon I went with. Let's see. You're looking for a big war mace. Well, if this is your idea of a big war mace, there you go. The fire and ice mace. There's a big war hammer there. Here's a sledgehammer. Got a couple of options there. The Barbarian Warhammer. So they got some hammers in there. I almost thought that said the Maga Mace. That actually is a pretty cool effect. Oops. Yeah, that's a pretty cool effect right there. Oh, here you go. The Coral Mallet. Look at that bad boy. Sadly, I don't know if the coloration... Yeah, it doesn't seem to have a lot of coloration options to it. But that is a big stick. Stone Mallet, Lava Mallet, and ooh, Crystal Mallet. And that you can change the colors on. Have yourself a nice Obsidian Mallet. It's a little see-through, and that's kind of odd. You can go for the Lava Mallet, the Stone Mallet. Just the Coral Mallet can't be colored. Okay, apparently the secondary colors don't matter a whole lot on some of those. So you can have a big hammer. You can. They do have some options there. Totally not AI Vengeance. Yeah, the Coral. Yeah, you're right, Fake. I wish the Coral had more of a... Yeah. I'm very close to her morality mission too, which is another 40 reward merits. Yeah, I've been using War Mace and Shield, and it's a little... I think, like, defense-wise, it's a little kind of iffy, but damage-wise, it's good. It's endurance heavy, but usually by the time I'm worrying about my endurance, most things are dead, so that helps. Ooh. So we got a whole bunch of guys. For once, they're not +1. For once, they're kind of like the right level. Did she somehow miss all of them? Oh, lovely. Now we got a stupid force field generator over here. No, I don't think so. Oh, that was close. Oh, I did not see you coming. Crunch. Crunch. Critical strike. Crunch. Of course, the critical strike comes when he's almost dead anyways. Let me see what archetype I can make so I can see how it operates. Yeah, I really do enjoy the character, but definitely there's some massaging moments. There's been some frustration, some growing pains, but overall still enjoyable ride. I did put the ATOs for critical strikes and scrapper strike. Those cost me like 8 million each, and that definitely raises up your chances to crit with the weapon, which is important for a scrapper because that's pretty much their shtick. Oh, that hurt them more than it hurt me. Oh, oh, look at that. Did you just see? She just smashed three of them in one chunk. It was so painful. So painful for them. Oh. Oh, that was you gotta smoke a cigarette after that whack. Oh. Oh, just so crunchy. Ugh. She doesn't have to hit them that often when she hits that hard. That is just like, it doesn't even know what hit them. It's just when it pops so good, you know. It's just you got these like Wolverine Savage style fighters that do all these little cuts that add up. She's the exact opposite. It's just going to be a big bonk that probably is going to knock you out. Now there are a bunch of people clumped up there, so we're going to eat a couple of inspirations and see where it gets us, because that's a lot. I forgot I got shield charge too. Does that. I forgot I just picked that up, so I'm not used to having it in the rotation. Oh, dude. They're all dead. They're all so dead. We have to do shield charge, though. Shield charge is really, really nice. And I can't wait to get some more recharge reduction on it so I can use it and spam it more often. It's totally going to get spammed. She always goes yards. I know. She's Oh, oh man, that hurts so much. You gonna come over here, buddy? No, you're gonna make me come over to you, aren't you? Oh, gotta watch my health. Ooh, I was getting a little worried for. Look at how low the health was. I wish the character has some good regen, but at the moment doesn't. Set bonuses could help out a lot with that, or just taking the right ancillary power set. But I think some regen will go a long way on survivability on this character. Wait, I hear another glowy around here somewhere. Should be a Nestle Crunch. I know, right? She's like, have a Nestle Crunch. Crunch. So she can shield charge, which is more fun when there's a big group, but, you know, we'll bake our cake with what we got here. Look at that. Just boom. That lieutenant's down in 2 hits. It's a little endurance heavy, but yeah, I'm going to do Diablo after this right here. I'm going to pop in some Diablo. I'll leave it up if you guys want. We could definitely keep streaming if it doesn't make people all cranky that it's up. Let's see here. Let's do a little build up here. That stupid shield generator. Yeah, or maybe what I'll do is that might not be a bad idea. Al is to take a little break because that way I could get a couple things done around the house and then come back and just stream Diablo. Hopefully it doesn't kill the channel or something. I've heard that you're not supposed to like stream other stuff on it on a freaking whatever YouTube channel, but I'm not trying to grow the biggest audience either. I just want people to have fun. I like hanging out with people while I'm doing this stuff, and you guys are usually good about chit chatting back and forth and keeping me company while I'm playing these games. So, as I told a friend of mine, I'm never looking to make money off of this. I do it just to have people to hang out with while I'm playing games. And to chat with about builds and stuff like that, I think is always fun. To me, it's a lot more fun having these organic conversations and discovering the game together and what works and doesn't work than just looking it up for the hottest build on Reddit or, some webpage somewhere. Yeah, some fun later. That's a good idea, Al. Why don't we both log out? And anybody else who's watching, I'll try to stream a little bit later tonight. Give me an hour or two to get some things done around the house, and then we'll come back and we'll stream some Diablo and hang out with Al. And if you want to jump into voice, do you want to jump into voice, Al? Should I put myself into the public channel? We can chat on voice if you want, and stuff. But that's going to be her 10th alignment mission right there. So now she'll get a tip for a morality mission after that. Yeah. Yeah, recovery, enhancement. I'm going to need this with her. If it's a longer fight, she's going to run out of endurance. The thing is, most of the time she runs out of health before she runs out of endurance. If the fight goes on too long, her defenses aren't good enough to stand up in a prolonged fight. But you know what? The recovery would give her some of that regeneration I was talking about. Because she could definitely use, in a longer fight, she just needs some extra health sometimes just to get through. Yeah, if you want to, I can jump into the streaming channel and we'll just chat together. We can chat about City of Heroes while we're playing Diablo and stuff like that, and and talk about builds and how you're doing and stream it and be social creatures, right? We're all tied into the social fabric, something. Or so I'm told. I was trying to get my morality mission to pop up before I head out, because that's always nice to have morality mission ready when you come back, because that's 40 reward merits. She's just flying around hitting things with her big stick. Yeah, sounds like a plan. So I'll just finish up here, and then I'm going to log out. And for those of you who've been watching, maybe you can't make it on later tonight, or you just don't care to watch Diablo while we're chatting. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Tomorrow night, I plan on streaming some more City of Heroes like I normally do on Monday nights. So usually Mondays and Friday nights are my study nights for streaming. They have been for the last few months anyways. So I should be back tomorrow night with more City of Heroes. I love this game too. And boom. And that's why, because you can do that. You can walk into a group of guys and you can just smash them all upside the head. Wow, these guys really don't want to give up the tip today. Wow, usually give the tip pretty quick. Yeah, the Valentine's mission thing is going on, I believe. There's my tip. That's probably my morality mission right there. That's what you're looking for, boys and girls. Right there, hero morality mission. So I'll do that next time on this character. That's 40 reward merits in her back pocket. But been having fun with all my melee characters lately, enjoying them a little bit more. Definitely. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll be on later on tonight. But in case you can't make it back on to see us later tonight, have a great rest of your Sunday, and may God bless you.